Hi guys, I'm here to bring you your This Week at Access video for the week of June 1st to June 5th. So we are going to be starting a new 7-week training cycle that is going to lead us into our 1,000 pound challenge on July 18th. And the main goal of this cycle is to build strength in our back squat, bench press, and deadlift with proper form, as well as continuing with some of our conditioning work as well. But the biggest thing is we're trying to build strength in those three movements. So, one thing you're going to notice with this cycle that's a little bit different, if you were in class on Friday, you got a little bit of taste of it, is that there are going to be advanced, intermediate, and beginner variations of each workout. And the thing with that is you don't have to put yourself in one box per se. You can kind of mix and match if you're like, oh, that variation of, you know, running works better for me than that one. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do this for push-ups, whatever. Do that. Do whatever is going to work best for you. But let's get right into it for this week's training. On Monday, we are going to back squat 5 sets of 5 reps. Then we are going to have 5 rounds for our advanced variation, 10 Bulgarian split squats with weight, 15 push-ups, and 30 double unders. For our intermediate variation, 10 Bulgarian split squats on each leg with no weight, 10 push-ups, and 90 single unders or 60 single unders or about 30 seconds of jumping rope. And for our beginner variation, we're going to have 10 lunges or step-ups on each leg. Total. Nope, each leg. I lied to you. 10 box push-ups and 30 mountain climbers. But for the mountain climbers, it is going to be each leg that moves is 1 rep. So it ends up being 15 on each side. And you can scale the number of reps as needed there. Then on Tuesday, we are going to have push press, 4 sets of 4 reps. Then we're going to have an AMRAP 15. The advanced variation of this will be a 200-meter run. Then 20 side-to-side med ball slams or side med ball throws, 10 on each side, 5 muscle-ups, and 10 dumbbell lateral raises. One thing with the lateral raises, select a weight that allows proper form. I don't want to see what I'm going to call bro reps on the lateral raises. You are going to get more out of going a little bit lighter and getting full controlled range of motion rather than choosing a heavier weight so that you can be so-and-so next to you, but your reps are sloppy and you're not actually getting anything out of it. For our intermediate variation, it is going to be a 200-meter run, 20 side-to-side med ball slams, 5 chest-to-bar pull-ups or 5 kipping pull-ups or 5 jumping negative pull-ups, and 10 dumbbell lateral raises. And for our beginner variation, we're going to have a 100-meter kettlebell front rack carry, 10 overhead med ball slams, 10 ring rows, and 10 lateral raises, and you can scale the number of reps and the distance as needed. Then on Wednesday, we're going to deadlift 5 sets of 5 reps. Remember, on the deadlift, we come down to a dead stop at the bottom, reset our shoulders before going for that next rep. Then we have an EMOM 16. For the advanced variation, minute 1 will be 15 American kettlebell swings. Minute 2 will be 10 strict pull-ups. Minute 3 will be a 100-foot suitcase carry, so 50 feet with your weak arm and then 50 feet with your strong arm. And then minute 4 will be 20 sit-ups. For the intermediate variation, minute 1 will be 15 American kettlebell swings, and you can scale the number of reps as needed. Minute 2 will be 5 strict pull-ups or 5 banded pull-ups. Minute 3 will be a 100-foot suitcase carry. Minute 4 will be 20 sit-ups, and you can scale the number of reps as needed. Then for our beginner variation, we are going to have 10 American kettlebell swings, and you can perform Russian kettlebell swings as needed. Minute 2 will be 10 ring rows. Minute 3 will be a 50-foot suitcase carry, so 25 feet in one hand and 25 in the other. And minute 4 will be 15 sit-ups, and again, scale the number of reps as needed. Then on Thursday, we're going to bench press 5 sets of 5 reps, so you must pause at the chest. A good solid 1 Mississippi. Slowing down as you approach the chest, but then immediately going off of the chest does not count as a pause. The bar has to pause 1 Mississippi at the chest before you press. It also does not mean you pause and then do what I like to call the kipping bench press. So you kind of cave the chest in and then use the momentum to press it up. Keep the tension in your body and have a good solid bench press. Then we're going to have 4 supersets. The advanced variation will be 10 inverted ring rows. So inverted ring rows are when you have your feet elevated, so you're making an even more aggressive angle for yourself. This could be stacking a couple of plates, using a box to elevate your feet, what have you. 10 toes to bar and 10 handstand push-ups. The intermediate variation is going to be 20 alternating plank rows, 10 knees to elbow or 10 knees to chest, and 5 handstand push-ups. And you can scale the setup as needed. So what I mean by that is the RX, for lack of better terms, RX setup is either just straight on the floor or you're using an ab mat and 45-pound plates. If you want to reduce the range of motion so that you can work on your handstand push-ups, but you don't quite have the strength for the full range of motion, you can use 25-pound plates and the ab mat or just the ab mat. So that's what I mean by that. And then for our beginner variation, we have 10 dumbbell bent over rows, 10 toes to rig, and 10 dumbbell strict press. And you can scale the reps as needed. Then lastly, on Friday, we're going to front squat, 4 sets of 4 reps. And for our workout, it's going to be a partner workout, and it's going to be 5 rounds each for time. For the advanced variation, it'll be 10 power cleans, 15 dumbbell push-ups, and a 200-meter run together. For the intermediate, it'll be 10 power cleans, 10 dumbbell push-ups, or 10 regular push-ups, or regular push-ups, and 200-meter run together. I scrolled too much. Then for the beginner variation, it'll be 10 dumbbell power cleans, 10 box step-ups, or it's 10 box push-ups and 10 box step-ups, 5 on each side. And again, you can scale the reps as needed. For this workout, it'll be you go, I go. So partner 1 will do the cleans, then partner 2 will do the cleans. Then partner 1 will do push-ups, then partner 2 will do push-ups, and then, as I said, you will run together. That is all I have for your workouts for this week. I highly recommend recording your results and the weight you used, how many reps you did, etc., in SugarWOD, because we will repeat these ones down the line. So it's good to have kind of, I'm going to call it that baseline of what you did. So then when we go to do it again, you can try to improve in some capacity, whether that's using heavier weight, doing more reps, going faster, whatever. But anyway, if you have any questions, you can reach out to accessstrengthtraining@gmail.com. Other than that, have a great week 1 of training.